Hello, everybody. Um, I decided to do this live for anyone. So just let me say this is a special Wiccan holiday and celebration. Um, so please be respectful, courteous. I don't want any trolls in my live. And for those of you that may not know what I mean by that, it's simply this. And I only say this because, new people may decide to pop on or something that have no idea what Wicca is about or anything of that nature or whatever. But it's almost midnight. Today is Ostara, also known as spring equinox, or as we believe as Wiccans and witches as well, because Wiccans are witches. Long story. But it's the first day of spring, for a lot of people. Some out in the world consider yesterday was supposed to be the first day of spring, but it was extremely cold and wet and miserable out. So, but I decided, I might as well say yesterday, that I was going to finally do my own version of a spring cleaning of sorts. We have a closet here in the living room that's normally supposed to be used for hanging coats and different things. But I had to break down and buy a coat rack because we didn't have any way to hang stuff. So found a lot of stuff that we've been looking for. Got rid of a lot of stuff. Had to finally stop working on it by 9 o'clock or 9:30 or so last night because I was just so tired. Felt like I had made a significant dent in, what my goal for the day was. And, I help myself to feel, a sense of achievement. And it would just be nice to have a more supportive partner that would understand this and give me some kind of acknowledgement, like, good job, babe, I'm proud of you, keep up the good work, something along those lines. Happy Ostara. But then again, also, I know that a lot of us witches, we can't always celebrate the holiday on the actual day. Some of us do it the weekend before, the weekend closest to the day. Some of us do it the day after. I mean, some may even do it as early as the 19th, make it like a 3-day thing, like 19, 20, and 21st or something or another. 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It varies with each witch, so who knows. But I am still on my journey of learning about my ADHD and learning to manage it. I haven't been able to read any more of my book that I got from the library on it that has really been helping me a lot. And I'm finding myself in more and more of the pages. Oh, so that's why I do that. Oh, so that's why I feel that way. Oh, so this, it's a journey of self-discovery, and it's also a journey towards my continuation of, learning self-mastery, master over myself, taking back all my power, all the power that I have given away throughout my 56 years to different people and for different reasons. And sadly, a big percentage of them didn't deserve it. But you can get those pieces of yourself back. You just have to have the conviction, determination, willpower, to do it. And conviction, you got to just do it, But to start this celebration off right, or what I would consider to be right and decent and so on. This is a kind of like a net top that I have. Don't even remember where I got it. I think I got it from a thrift store like years ago. But for any of you that might be interested, especially a fellow woman that is also struggling with ADHD and hasn't been diagnosed, so she has no idea that's what she has or anything. I haven't gotten to this book yet, but it's called Looking After Your Autistic Self, a personalized self-care approach to managing your sensory and emotional well-being. The author is Niamh, Niamh Garvey, Garvey. So if you guys, any of you want to check that book out, I'm anxious to get my other one read so I can start, reading this one and continuing, like I said, to learn how to manage my own ADHD. Now, am I also autistic? I really, at this point, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that I'm ADHD because there's just so much in the book I'm reading that confirms it, But this is a celebration, so I'm just doing some random stuff here. This is a picture. I know you guys can't see it very good. It's a blue mountain. It's got a goddess symbol in the front of it, and it's got trees around it. I did like a kind of a fall colors, bushes or something I think I was trying to do, and sky. I did this thing like years ago, and I call it Goddess Mountain. And oddly enough, well, not odd really, just kind of ironic, a connection I made recently about it. And today was, or yesterday was the first time I have seen that picture in a long time. And it's a flat piece of canvas. It's not one of the ones that, kind of stick out from the wall and stuff. And, you could actually hide things behind if you, could put it securely enough on the wall. I have been speaking a language that I am not familiar with. Some of the words and phrases I've been able to affirm are definitely from a certain language, but I don't know what. I do like a conversion thing, so it'll convert the language to like an English version. What does that mean? Quite a while ago now, I just out of the blue started saying Ayama or Oyama or something like that, and I had no idea what it meant. If it was just more of my made-up language stuff, or what. But I was curious, so I decided to research it and found out that it's either Ayama or Oyama, because a lot of times I'll be like Ayama. Turns out it means Blue Mountain. And when I finally discovered that, I remember thinking subconsciously, oh my gosh, I did a painting many years ago and made a blue mountain and put the triple goddess symbol on the front of it in yellow, which you can hardly see. I need to darken it up a bit. And the trees around it and the sky kind of looks stormy from what I'm looking at. And then, like I said, the ground, I tried to do like bushes and stuff, freelance, if you want to call it that. And don't ask me how long ago I made this picture. I have no idea. The original date and information on the back of it was faded because it had been sitting in my living room closet for so long. And see, as you can see on the back here, see all those lines? I took a Sharpie and decided, okay, I can't even begin to read what it said once. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. So I said, okay, time to redo. I decided, let's go with this, just go with my witch things. Created by ... Janelle, aka, meaning also known as Janet Feinstein, me, 3454. It's my address and everything, the city, state I live in, and the zip code. And when the lighting is better and it's like daytime or something, I will definitely, even if it's a quick one, I will try to put this picture back up again so people can see it. But as you can see, the lighting behind me, I have to move my camera on my laptop here, my 2-in-1. I have to move it a certain angle to get the appropriate lighting, that I seek, so that I'm not like shadowed, or you can like can't hardly see me or something of that nature. This is a candelabra. It had another piece that went with it, but that piece was kind of bending down. And silly me decided to pull up on it, and it snapped off. So I tried gluing it with Loctite weld. Didn't work. So I don't know if I can fix it or not. But so I found out, to get back to it so I don't get too off track, because I know I do that a lot. It's part of the ADHD. I am now learning. You get distracted easily, you lose focus, you start on one topic and then you drift off to any number of completely random topics, so much to the point that you get yourself lost and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, time out. Janet, you're doing it again. Stop. Refocus. What was the first thing you originally started talking about? You need to go back to that. You need to conclude on it. Then move forward and talk about, whatever the next topic might be. So forgive me again. I'm new at this. I'm learning things as I go. And so it turns out Ayama means blue mountain. And when I found this picture today, I went, oh my gosh, because I was reaffirming, yeah, now you know why you started saying Ayama, blue mountain, or in my case, goddess mountain. And I was like, oh wow, that's kind of cool, but it's also ironic. But irony is not a bad thing. It all depends on the situation. So anyway, back to Ostara. Now, my partner has already gone to bed for the night, so I will try my very best to use my indoor voice. Because I also discovered that part of the ADHD, it tends to make you talk loudly. And I don't mean to. I try to catch myself when I do it. Stop myself. Refocus. I've had my hair up all day, and it's still like decently damp, but I took a shower earlier this morning or afternoon before I started working on excuse me, tearing into the living room closet, which is definitely long overdue. I had to move a box because my cat decided to jump up and bug me, of course, because she knows I'm trying to do something, so she's got to be in my face. Ow, ow, ow. Kalika, will you please lay down? I really don't need your interruptions because all that's going to do is agitate me and make me start getting loud, and Daddy's trying to sleep. So if you're going to be up here, will you please do me the courtesy of laying down? Please just lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Thank you. Anyway, back to Ostara so I don't get off track. Spring equinox, celebrate, the first day of spring, the warmer weather, that hopefully we can all look forward to and we'll start getting more of as the month progresses or gets towards its end and then becomes April. And then before you know it, Easter will be here and so on and so on. And Beltane, which Beltane is another Wiccan holiday for those of you that don't know. And it's usually celebrated on April 30th. But the way things are nowadays, there's so much messed up stuff going on still in the world. Kalika, will you please get your claws out of my leg? To me, in the spirit of spring cleaning, it's a time for getting rid of things that no longer serve you, that no longer suit you, whether it's a bad habit, a job you hate, a partner that you're not really truly happy with and you would love to be truly happy with, but now that you found out your ADHD, you're like, oh crap, now what? And it's not uncommon, according to my lovely book I'm reading, to have relationship problems, difficulties, breakdowns in communication, understanding, recognition, acknowledgement, learning your triggers, making a list of those triggers so that you can share it with your people, your friends, your loved ones, family, and all that. Ancestors too, that you never even got to meet, but they're still here in spirit. And it is our Wiccan witch belief that just because the body dies doesn't mean the spirit's gone. It lingers. Will the spirit come back and reincarnate in another body? It's not up to us. It all depends on what yet they have to learn. If they've already learned everything that they could possibly learn in this life and so on, then there's probably not going to be any reason to come back. So I guess in a way, kudos to those that don't have to come back. You've done everything, you've learned everything, you've been everything, you've evolved as a person, as a witch, as a Wiccan, as a spiritual being, living life to its fullest and tapping into your own potential that you didn't even know you had. And then suddenly, boom, there it is. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, where did that come from? But okay, I'm not complaining. So a good thing, I think, a good practice on Ostara would be to write down a list of things you want to be rid of. Bad habits and so on, like I already mentioned. Taking back your power. Working on your own self-mastery. And here, I'm not sure how soon, but I'm definitely not going to wait too long because times are tough and you never know if we're all going to wake up tomorrow, My favorite motto is live each day as if it were your last, because it just might be. A lot of us don't know when our time is up. Some of us will feel it, some of us will sense it in different ways. It'll start coming out in our dreams and, stuff, I'm sure. But it's in the interpretation is what you have to learn to do correctly so that you don't get yourself all stressed out over simple dream symbology and the acceptance of, oh crap, it's my time. And so write down a list of things you would like to be rid of. And it could be finances being bad, it could be weight loss, or weight gain and you'd like to lose, being more active, being more productive, like getting a better job, exploring your options, get out there and apply yourself in the world. Go to the library, read some books on things that you've always wanted to learn but never did. And when you get that list written down, you don't have to write a certain amount. It could be 3 things, it could be 12, it could be 50, who knows. Once you write it down, as you're writing it down, think to yourself, okay, yeah, this was bad, but this is no longer a part of my life. This is no longer going to influence me in the negative way that it has. I'm taking back my power. And you fold that paper up when you're done with your list. You burn it. Do the whole fire safety thing. Make sure you have a heat-proof dish and don't do it indoors unless you do it carefully. Make sure you put it on a proper surface that can handle the degree of heat. Make sure your pets don't come too close. You don't have kids running about, that could get burned. Ooh, what's that? And yeah, a lot of them are just common things. But fire safety, if you have a little iron cauldron, I've got a decent sized one, but I don't know what I did with it. I think it's on one of my magic shelves somewhere. Probably the one closest to the altar. But anyway, if you have an old pan or an old pot that you don't use anymore, that maybe the handle's broke on or something, but you can use like oven mitts or hot pads to hold on to it so you don't burn yourself if you have to move it for any reason. Me, I prefer metal, because metal at least should not catch fire for the small amount of time it's going to take for that paper to burn. Now, as the paper burns, imagine those things being taken off of you. Imagine those weights being lifted. Imagine just, clean slate. Move on, make it your focus to build happier memories, to choose a different path for yourself. Me, when I celebrate a Wiccan holiday, I try to do it on the actual day, if at all possible. But I also am realistic that not everybody can. But for me, the traditionalist in me, to a point, likes to do it the way I do it. I like to do it on the day. But I got caught up in watching Grimm episodes and just looked up and, oh my gosh, it was 1:45. And I was like, whoops. So much for trying to get on here before midnight. Because, that doesn't mean that it's not Ostara anymore. Me, I'll probably celebrate it off and on the whole weekend to make up for the fact that I wasn't able to celebrate it yesterday any traditional way that any of my books would suggest. And I try to read out of my big red book, but it's in the bedroom. My cat's on my lap. I would have to take a bunch of stuff off top of the book because I got it laying down on a shelf in the bedroom. So I would have to, there's things sitting on top of it. I would have to remove all those things, get in there and do it quietly. So hopefully I don't wake my partner or, keep them from being able to fall asleep. Kind of like when you do a New Year's resolution. Ostara to me is kind of like that. It's a resolution, but it's a renewal. It's a time of renewal. It's a time of course, you, in my opinion, you can never have too much inner reflection, but being able to set aside time for yourself is quite the challenge. Some days, me included. But before I forget, I did want to mention, now again, I don't know how soon. I don't have a date and time or anything yet. I'm going to have to either talk to the people at the library and get it set up, figure out a day, figure out a time, a day of the week, a time that's going to be the best for the majority of, anyone that may show up, because I have no idea how many may show up, because a lot of it's going to determine how do I advertise that it's even going on, which means I'm probably going to have to get me some poster board, which poster board's not that expensive. I found a bunch of different colors at Dollar Tree that I really love. So just like grab one of each color at least and make a poster. I'm going to utilize one of the meeting rooms in the library closest to where I live. And I found out recently by asking somebody that worked there, does it cost anything? How do you book a room? What's the procedure? And the lady told me that, you can do it through our website. And no, it don't cost anything. Just use your library card, set a time and date, how long you want the meeting to go on. But here's my idea. I'm going to try my hand at, sorry, bed bug's fucking biting me and I can't move because my cat's on my lap. I could, but then she would jump down, and I've been so busy yesterday, I didn't really have a lot of time for her. She likes to be on my lap, usually multiple times throughout the day and evening. But then she's my polarity too. She's definitely my familiar. Not that any of my other cats are any less my familiar, but she usually only stays like a handful of minutes. Sometimes she stays longer than others. It varies. But because she's my familiar, I try to give her the time. And with her, I try not to move, because if I move, she thinks that means that she's got to get down. Sorry, I had to spray myself again, because fucking bed bugs won't leave me the hell alone, as usual. She finally got up, so I can move now a little bit. But anyway, I don't know how long I'm going to be on or anything, because it's like already almost 12:30 in the a.m. I call it witch hours. Anywhere between the hours of 12 a.m. to, let's say, about 3 or 4 a.m. before it starts getting light outside and the new day's dawned. One of the things I have learned, I'm going to switch to my ADHD for a minute here. I wrote down a trigger list for myself. And I have been meaning to go over this trigger list with my brother, because I don't want to keep getting upset with people and agitated with them because they do things to trigger me, but they don't know they're triggering me, and I give into anger and, whatever, negativity, and I don't want to do that anymore. So if I can figure out what my triggers are, make a list, and share them with others and say, look, can you please not do this? Or if you're talking about this, please don't say it this way. Just different things like that. Because It's just Febreze. Bed bugs don't like scented stuff. These are tools that anybody can use. And again, don't give yourself a time limit. Don't give yourself, oh, I'll do 10 of them and no more. Do however many you feel you need to do. And if you really allow yourself to open up to the possibilities of how many different ways it can help you better understand yourself so that you can better explain to others, so that you can learn to live in harmony with everybody, and then everything's, okay. So my trigger list. Now, different people are going to write their trigger list differently. Okay. This is just a rough draft. This is like the first time I've done something like this. So you can't expect it to be perfect the first time you do it, right? Number 1. Now, again, I did these mostly for my brother. Okay. And me, because I'm trying to help us develop a better understanding of each other and a better communication, be able to be in harmony with each other, and help our communication to be better between us, so that we don't go through these periods of I get agitated with him or he triggers me some way and then I just stop talking to him and he's like, what the hell did I do now? Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, took it home, burn it, didn't like it. Okay. So number 1, and again, this is for my brother. Don't keep bringing up all the times and ways you have helped me throughout my life. Why? It makes me feel you are guilt tripping me because you need my help with something. And when I say no, you take it wrong. And you don't, he makes me feel like he's forcing me to do something I don't want to do, or I don't have the time for, or I'm just not in the right mindset, or I'm having a bad day, or whatever. Number 2, stop expecting me to drop what I'm doing and cater to you and your every whim, or unstress you when I myself am stressed. Why? You make me feel I should put all my woes aside to help you. Number 3, when I came up to see and visit you, rather I need it or not, you should hand me $20 as soon as I get in the door. And I only say that because gas is expensive. It takes an hour to drive there. I have to drive that same hour back. I'm taking my time out of my day, using my car and my gas so that I can go up there to help him. So it may sound like I expect him to hand me $20 every time I walk in the door. Not necessarily, no. But just his way of saying, thanks for coming. And I understand where you're coming from. I know that, because I don't want him to take that wrong. That, what do you mean I got to give you $20 every time you walk in the door? He's going to take it wrong. So I have to find the right way to explain it. Why? I struggle with money because I'm also on a fixed income like you. I need and deserve that money for my time, effort, and energy to come see you because you've got nobody else. Number 4, stop saying your ideas are dumb when you share them. Why? Because they are all very good ideas. And I know you say it would cost me nothing because you would pay for all the materials to hobby craft some things to sell. But it would cost me because I would either order the stuff for us or go to store and get them, the materials, which would also cost me time, gas, and, stuff. Number 5, stop making me feel pressured to just pack up my stuff and go with you to California to live. Now, the only reason why I put that one in is because at the time when I made this list, he was talking about going to California, and he, in a roundabout way, was trying to, hang on, get me to go with him. My heart does this flutter thing sometimes, and when it does, I don't know why. I don't know what causes it, but it scares the hell out of me. So I have some kind of heart condition I don't even know about. Okay, so number 5, the why is I have no desire to do so because it's too expensive to live in California, for sure. Um, Number 6, don't criticize my driving when I'm driving. Why? Because it pisses me off and could cause me to get flustered and nervous, which could cause me to wreck. Number 7, when I don't always answer your text messages or calls, don't go into pissy, petty, childish mode and think I'm pushing you aside and making you my top priority. Not like you are less important to me because I don't put you first. Why? It makes me feel like you are a 2-year-old kid throwing a temper tantrum because he's not getting his way. Making me feel I'm the bad guy and doing it to hurt you, and I'm not. Number 8, accept and realize sometimes I have shit going on too, and once again, someone in my family is demanding my time and attention that I can't always give. Why? You said it yourself. Too many expect too much of me too often, as if they should come first all the time, which exhausts me. And it's less time that I'm spending, to take care of myself. Number 9, I will be more direct, yes or no, when you ask, when can I next call or text? I won't say, I'll try. Why? Because I know it triggers you. So I won't say that phrase anymore. Okay, so this is me acknowledging him. And I expect the same in return. Number 10, don't mention or talk about John, childhood sweetheart, around me anymore, or who he is with, like today, who he married and had kids by, how many women he's been with since our final breakup, all those years ago when something happened that was so heartbreaking and soul-shattering. I never got over it, and it still hurts me to this day. Why? I've never gotten over him, and it still hurts me knowing he is with someone else, married, and has kids by her, not me. But he was the love of my life. And that was just a list of 10, so I decided, okay, let's not go overboard here. This is a rough draft. Let's, you got to start somewhere. Whenever I finally do get around to reading him this list, I still have to watch how I say things, but I may just have to be blunt. And and I'll warn him, it's like, now, bro, just hear me out and bear with me here, because I might end up, when I read this list to you, there's going to be some things that I may say that pisses you off, and please don't get pissed off, because that is not my goal here. My goal is to help you and I, as brother and sister, to be able to develop better communication between the two of us, because we are all we've got. Now, why I say that is my brother is living in Mount Gilead in a trailer court, in a trailer that he owns on a plot of land that he doesn't own, and he has no friends there. He doesn't talk with neighbors. He doesn't have a lady friend or girlfriend or anything. He's lonely. His health isn't the greatest. Heck, mine isn't the greatest. And, I can understand exactly where he's coming from, because it's like, you know what, bro, I understand. I can relate because I've been there. When I was living in Marysville all that time by myself, I didn't have anybody until my son Michael's friends that I had met through my son started coming over and keeping me company, bringing me food, bringing me liquid to drink, spending every hour they could with me until they finally had to go home that night, because they had school tomorrow. I even got to the point to where I got so close with those kids, they became my kids. Were they my kids by blood or by marriage or anything? No. They were simply surrogate. They were family that I did not otherwise have, because at the time, all my actual family was living down here in Franklin County, where I'm now at myself. So those kids got me through a lot, and they were my lifeline when I didn't have any other. Um, so my brother, he's like me. He likes to talk a lot. And sometimes, especially if you're having a bad day, it's nice to have somebody that you can talk to about stuff, just to vent, just to get it off your chest, you know. And one of the things I will definitely suggest to him is try this, bro. The next time you're having a bad day and stuff's really pissing you off and getting to you and, you know, bringing you down, write it down on a piece of paper. Get you a heat-proof container, something metal or something, you know, do it safely, fire safely, and burn that shit. And as you burn it and you see the smoke and you see it burning to ash, that is you letting it go. Like, nope, I'm not going to let this control me. I'm not going to let this rule me. I'm not going to let this run me. I'm not going to let this ruin my day. Turn it around. And he's trying to lose weight like I am. He's struggling with eating right, drinking right, healthier habits, you know, that whole thing. But if you do, and there's so many ways and so many reasons to make a list. Like today, for instance, yesterday rather, I did what I call a five task which 5 task means 5 goals that I set for myself. And I'm going to get myself into doing it every day. As part of my therapy for the ADHD. I give myself 5 goals, and each time I reach one of those goals, I check mark it off. If I do all 5, great. Even if I do 1 or 2 or 3, that's still a good thing. It's great because I'm doing it, you know. And then however many I do achieve on that day, I will reward myself in some fashion. Ow, why is that? What is that? Why is it poking me? Oh dear. I've got to, something has gotten tangled here. And I have to be extremely careful because I don't want to ruin this top. Okay. That's the drawback about this top is one of the drawbacks is when I wear stuff like this, it gets caught on the fibers of this top. And if I start pulling on it, I'm going to rip the top all to crap. This is just a bottle of yellow citrine that I've been trying to wear daily. It helps with weight loss. And this top that I'm wearing is one of a kind. I have a halter top underneath it that I made myself, that I crocheted myself, but I need to add some to it because the tricky thing about crocheting yourself a halter top is, me personally, I'm not trying to do it with the whole, I call it SBH method, slut, bitch, hoe. I'm not trying to dress like a tramp. I'm not trying to dress like a tease. I'm not, because going to be like sitting here topless or some crazy crap like that. I don't do that. That's not me. And if you do something like that on YouTube, you're liable to get in trouble. And I only say that because there's some out there that wouldn't even give it a thought, to be like, what? I don't care. Well, then you're an idiot. If you're going to do that, you might as well go join a freaking pornographic photo shoot somewhere, if that's all the self-respect you have for yourself. So when I wear this top, because of the delicacy and fragility of this top, I have never found another one like it. And I tried looking it up, knit tops and stuff like that, but I must not be wording it wrong because I've never found it. Anyway, so I don't like it when I make a halter top. Think I have the dimensions right and have myself well covered on all sides, because I'm not trying to, I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me. I have self-respect, and I'm not here to show off my body in such a fashion. Now, there's women out there, like I said, that don't care, but I'm not one of them. I do care. So anyway, I put this net top over top of the halter top until I can add the additional material to it. Crochet some other rows like on the sides. Haven't decided if I'm gonna do any up front or not, and then do some where it goes a little bit further down so that it's comfortable for me. But because of the fragility of this top, I have to be careful. And when I'm wearing necklaces like the one I just took off, and it gets caught the wrong way on one of the areas of the top, it could destroy it. I've already got some sections on the bottom here that I can't even begin to know how to fix. So I don't wear this top very often. I hope I can find some like it again, in different colors, but maybe different designs or something. And as you can see, it keeps shiminy. It keeps sliding down. It seems to like to fall down and expose my left shoulder, which I don't know, bugs me. So every time it does that, I'm always adjusting it and trying to get it to not do that, because it agitates me, and I don't like being agitated. This is just a notebook I found yesterday, and of course, so it's got to be the one that don't have the pockets, and that's what I need. Okay, let me get to the next pocket here. Put my list in here. Okay, why did we not? Oh, whoops. Didn't go far enough. Okay, so there's 2 here. Good. In my journey of self-discovery and learning to manage my ADHD to the best of my ability, I have found organization is essential. Folders, a way to contain the information, keep it all together in one place so you don't lose it. Because I definitely don't want to have to rewrite it, because I might not be able to rewrite the exact what I wrote before, because, things change. Your opinion changes, your perspective changes. Now, some of the drawbacks also with the halters is because it's yarn, and it like kind of cuts into my neck a little bit and pulls down on it, which starts getting irritating, and it's like, ugh. It's just pop. Hey, boo. Okay, do I want to keep using something? Do I want to do that? I don't know. It's so much easier to have the mouse on a flat surface, but I have to keep my hand on it so it don't go sliding somewhere and fall on the floor, and it just drives me crazy. It triggers me, it bugs me, it agitates me, and I don't like being agitated. So hopefully sometime today, if I can finish up with this living room cleanup thing and, start taking some stuff down to the basement and putting it in storage. The storage cages we have down there, we have 2. And we're very lucky. And the only reason we have 2 is the smaller of the 2 belongs to the guy across the hall that's on the same floor as us, but he's almost like never here. So we took it over and put our lock on it and, stuff like that. So nobody's complained about it yet, and I'm glad. And I hope that continues to be the case, because we need it right now. I've already got a storage unit that I'm paying for outside of the apartment. That's way over on Main Street somewhere, I believe, and it's called Store It All, and that's all I know. That storage unit costs me $66 and something every month. But because I have so much stuff, and I have accumulated this stuff in the 18 years that I've been here so far, I don't have the room. My apartment became a clusterfuck, meaning it was a cluttered mess, and it was bothering me. It was stressing me out. It was stressing Chris out. It was giving the roaches more places to hide and breed, and the damn bed bugs too. And that's not a good thing. So I took on the storage unit, pay for it myself every month, because right now it's needed, and I don't want that clutter back in my apartment. I want it to look like an apartment is supposed to look, and it's supposed to look more like it does right now than look like a storage unit itself, which oddly enough, there have been many people, I guess, in the past, and maybe are still doing it even today. I don't know. They will literally rent a storage unit and live in it because they can't afford housing. They can't afford an apartment. They can't afford, much of anything. So they go the cheapest route they can. And it saddens me greatly that people have to go to such lengths to provide a roof over their head. It just to me doesn't seem like any kind of life, because you're basically living in a box, or it's just, I don't see how people do it. But when you have little to nothing, you have to do something, right? You got to learn to compromise. You got to learn to improvise. You got to learn to come up with creative ways that you can live and provide for yourself. Because let's face it, the housing's through the roof anymore. It's more and more difficult to get grants or any kind of like personal loans or anything like that, so you can get your bills paid and then have a little bit of money to maybe take a vacation somewhere, which I've never had a vacation my entire life, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I've had a few days away here and there. Ravenwood Castle's my absolute favorite place to go, but for a whole weekend there, 3 days and 3 nights, over $400. And it's like, that's more than, I mean, that's pretty darn close to half of my income every month. And $400 extra I do not have. So I, on the more positive side of things here, got myself one of the money challenge books, where each day, if you can do it, I don't do it that way, but people do it different ways. But the idea is there's 3 different ways that you can save, and if you manage to leave the stuff alone, leave the money alone, and leave it in there and not bother it, and even if it means hiding it on yourself or putting it in a lockbox and forgetting about it for a little bit so you're not tempted to spend it. I saw one on, where was it? I think it was like TikTok or something, and some guy was giving it away for $1. And I was like, wow, that's cool. But I had already bought one myself, and I was just waiting on it in the mail. Give me a minute. Let me get up and find it. Unbury it, actually. I'm taking this top off because I'm afraid it's gonna keep getting caught on stuff, and I don't want to ruin it. I'll do that. Let me just put it over here. Just remind myself not to leave it there, though, because I don't want the cats tearing it up. Yeah, that's why I've got to work on that. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just putting on my hoodie because I'm getting kind of chilly. Uh-oh. Somebody sneezing. You okay there, boo? Take this out. All right, guys, bear with me. I'll be right back. Gotta go to the bathroom. I'm back. I had to also change into a more comfortable pair of pants. Right. There we go. I was starting to get chilly because the thing about cleaning, when you're cleaning, hang on, something else I gotta do here. You might be like, what are you doing? Well, it may seem funny, weird, eccentric, whatever you want to call it, but we have bed bugs so bad that I'm constantly having to spray down the clothing that I'm wearing because I'm always getting bit, and I have to constantly spray down my side of the couch here. To keep the bugs at bay, so to speak. Keep them from biting me. Because I'll tell you, and this may make some of you chuckle, and that's fine, but it's not so fun for me. Ow. I feel like Cousin It. My bangs have gotten so long, they're like getting down on my face again. And that's uncomfortable for me. Ow. Oh, God. Some pain in the butt how easily. Okay. My hair gets tangled. Ow. Okay. Because if I don't brush my hair at least twice a day, every day, first thing in the morning when I get up to start my day, and then last thing at night. I'm going to unzip this a bit though, because otherwise I'm going to get too warm, because it don't take long to warm up in this hoodie. Now, before I share with any of you who may end up seeing this live later, Chris included, just because I'm sharing what I'm sharing does not mean I would be okay with you as my partner, Chris, not understanding why I'm doing it and not expecting me to use it in ways that you think I should use it. Okay? So you can't get mad. You can't ask me for any of it. Don't try to guilt trip me. None of that crap. Because if you do, it'll trigger me in the most negative way, and you and I will end up getting into a bad argument over it, and I don't want that. I don't need that any more than you do. We don't need the stress. So just because I have this, don't just expect me to start using it the way you see fit. It's mine to do with as I choose, no one else. I don't ask it of you, don't ask it of me. This is the money envelope challenge. It says 100 envelope savings challenge. Now, this one is purple. It has a magnet that shuts it. It has a marker right here. And it has a card. It has 3 different cards for 3 different money challenges. It has all these nice pockets over here that you can put extra cards or whatever. You can put business cards if you want, or any number of things that'll fit in there that maybe you just don't have enough room for in your purse. Use this as an additional wallet. I do. One of the easiest of the 3 challenges, in my opinion, and if you can do it the way the book suggests, which right now I can't, doesn't mean that won't change in the future. But right now I'm doing what I can do when I can do it. So I'm not doing it the exact way that it recommends. But that's not a bad thing, because let's face it, guys, times are tough right now, okay? For everybody, especially financially. Okay. According to this one that I'm currently working on right now, the easiest of the 3 challenges, you will have $500 in 30 days if you do this. And you fill each pocket each day, every day, fill a pocket. And it don't take a whole lot. Like the first 5 days, you do $5 each day. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. On the 6th day, you put in 7. On the 7th day, you put in 8. On the 9th day, you put in $9. On the 10th day, you put in $11. And you do this all the way up to the 30th day, which your last pocket that you fill, you should be putting $31 in. And if you can do this and not touch it, not let anybody else touch it, don't let people try to guilt trip you out of spending it, because that's kind of ruins the whole idea behind the challenge, right? It's like I am challenging myself, proving that I can do this. I need your support, your acknowledgement, your recognition, and don't ask me ever for any of it, because this is mine. I'm doing this for me, okay? Second money challenge is a lot harder, and I glorify the day I'll be able to do this one. There's a circle on each card each day. Like on the first day, $5. On the second day, $5. That's the 30-day challenge. Each time you fill one of the pockets, check mark it off using the marker. Second money challenge is you will have, if you do this one successfully, you will have $5,050. 100 envelope challenge tracker. But this one is harder to do because I'm not even clear yet how much you're supposed to put in this one each day. Now, the way they got the circles numbered with this one, it goes number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way down to 100. But it doesn't tell you how much to put in each pocket. And that's weird because I thought it did. Krista's awake. I gotta watch what I say because I don't want him to know. How much are you supposed to put? Okay. Now, if I go by literally what the circles are showing, first day, put $1 in. Second day, $2. Third day, $3. Fourth day, $4. And on the 100th day, you put in 100 or something or another. Your 100 is your last pocket. But like, there's some down here that say, like, so the first 9 days, you just go $1 each day, basically. But I thought it said how much you're supposed to put in each one. Anyway, so that's the second challenge. Now, the third challenge, you do by weeks, if you can. Only if you can. Don't force yourself if you can't. If you complete this one successfully, in 52 weeks, you will have $10,400. Week 1, $200 you put in the first pocket, or the first 7 days or whatever. Week 2, $200. Week 3, $200. You do that all the way up to week 52. So if you can do $200 each week, say you got a job and you have a certain amount that you have left over or whatever each time, each paycheck, and you can afford to put the $200 in there, do it. If you can't, don't beat yourself up, okay? Don't pressure yourself. If you can afford it, great. If you can't, it's okay. Take your time, enjoy the process. And because part of the fun for me is the challenge of being able to have this money and not touch it, let it accumulate. It's kind of like a more personal way to become basically your own bank, if you want to look at it that way. But, to me, it is a lot of fun, and I will be extremely happy the first time I successfully save and save the $500 in 30 days. Complete the challenge. Keep putting it in there. Don't touch any of it, because if you start touching it, then that kind of defending the whole purpose of what the challenge is about, is saving the money, not being tempted to spend it. So now that I realized, the second challenge, because of the way they're doing the circles. So the first day you put in $1, the second day $2, the third day $3, and just do that all the way up to 100, and you'll have $5,050. I decided to go with the 30-day challenge because with my fixed income and how tough things are financially for me right now, especially, and my partner, this one seemed the most doable. Now, do I have any money in it right now? No, because I can't afford to. But this only cost me I think it was $10 and something. And they do have them in black. They have them in, I think they have a blue one. So they do have a few colors. But me, personally, I like this one because it has that shimmery, kind of prism, rainbowy kind of coloration to it. So, anyway. Ow. That reminds me. Another good habit I'm trying to train myself to do is my weekly planner here. Okay, so My original goal for yesterday was celebrating Ostara, do a live stream on YouTube. I'm doing that now, Instagram and TikTok. But I didn't really, if I would have not got so busy and caught up in getting this project done that I did, I may have felt up to and had the energy for doing an Instagram, doing TikTok, but at least I did one of the three. So that's still an achievement. That's still an accomplishment for me to be proud of. So today, let's see. Today is now Saturday. So I'll use my black pen. And I will definitely check mark that and circle the one that I did achieve, which was the live stream on YouTube. Here I'm going to put down continue project spring clean. Ouch, 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 ouch. That's another drawback about these halters is the yarn tends to start itching because it's digging into my skin just enough that it becomes uncomfortable really quick to wear it. And then Sunday I'll probably, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to finally have a leisure day. But anyway, this is just yet another way that I am conditioning and training myself to start doing my weekly planner. And that may involve finding some place to set it out, like in the front room here or something where I can see it so I don't forget to do it, and then I see it later and I'm like, oh crap, that's right, I was going to do this. And I didn't. So, because let's see, tomorrow being Sunday, I know my mom, she said she likes it best when I can come over on the weekends because she's there by herself a lot. I really don't think Jim intentionally does it as much as she claims that he does, but he leaves her there alone like all day, comes home different times at night, and she worries while he's gone. She's a worrywart like me. I'm trying to break that habit as well. But I can't say that I have, that, oh yeah, I aced that. I don't do that anymore. I'm far from that point, but she's left there alone a lot. She's 93 years old. I've been doing some light cleaning for her and Jim off and on. But usually, if I'm lucky, that only happens like one day a week and not always every week. Sometimes it's one day that I just happen to finally have the time and gas money and everything and the energy to and the right mindset to go over there to visit, but also always hoping, please let today be a work day. Please let today be a work day because I need the money, but I only get $20, and yeah, that might be a tank of gas, and I'm grateful for that, but it'd be nice to have some pocket money too. So over here on this side, it's top priorities. Do a time card for the work I did today. Cleaned at Mom's. Okay, yeah, that was on the 20th. So this is the 22nd now, so like 2 days ago. Cleaned at Mom's. Mom and Jim both had a couple of light cleaning tasks for me, so that's done. Down here is it's a little box that says "Don't forget," and then you can write like some project or event that that you need to do that day, or whether it's a doctor appointment, counseling, or whatever. Um, okay, I was just trying to think if there was anything I wanted to write about yesterday in my notes section here. So I just wrote down that I did finally get started on project. I call it Spring Clean, by starting on getting this living room closet cleaned and sorted. So I can check mark that off. What are my top priorities for today? Let's see. Continue. Project. Okay. And I'm pretty tired, so it's 20 after 1. I'm gonna call it a day. Get myself to sleep, and in a few hours continue my project Spring Clean. And once I get it done quickly enough, which I plan on. I'll challenge myself to see just how quick I can get it done. And that doesn't only mean continuing to clean it out, but how much stuff I end up taking downstairs and cramming in one of the 2 storage units. Blessed be. Love you guys. Thanks for coming. Any of you that do, thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Leave me a like. Join my channel if you want to become one of my subscribers. That'd be great. Last I knew, I only had like 18, so that's at least something. I get things done quickly enough today. I will do a proper Ostara celebration and bring out my red book and do the ceremony out of that for Ostara. And I'm just going to make this my Ostara weekend celebration because I wasn't able to celebrate it the way I had originally planned. The time got away from me, and I want to make up for that by taking the whole weekend. So celebrating Ostara this whole weekend, even if that means not going to my mom's. We'll see. So sleep sweet, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, take plenty of time to yourself, take care of yourself, love yourself, learn to love yourself, and keep trudging on, you know. Blessed be, and I'll see you guys hopefully later today. Bye.